We're back with Imaad Zuberi, the author of The Entrepreneurial Mindset. And there's an interesting backstory to this. If you want to see the previous episode, you can find it in the show notes below, where episode number 1, where he talks a little bit about the importance of using your time today to develop your communication skills, your math skills, your critical thinking skills, so that you can open new opportunities. And in today's episode, he's going to tell us about the opportunities that opened for him after he graduated from University of Southern California and went on to build a career as a successful businessman. So Imaad, could you do that for us? Walk us through what thoughts you had when you were going through college and how you used your training to open new opportunities.
Well, when I started going to USC, I applied myself. If I had to go an extra mile, I went 2 extra miles, as opposed to, for example, going to school. I would read whatever the workload was for that class ahead of time. And then, of course, you would get the same chapter in the class, and then I would recap it by doing it again. So that, I think, was putting time and effort in and putting all the energies in to do as well as you can. Then I took part in extracurricular activity, as you know, Student Senate, and helping the community. Some as a student senator working with the LAPD Sheriff's Department and California Highway Patrol on gang intervention. So that got me connected into how important it is to help people, not just yourself, but other people who are underprivileged, who don't have the opportunities that student at USC had. But applying yourself, the max you can give time and energy to your schoolwork. And when after graduating, if I'm at work and it's 9 to 5 job, I would show up early, I'd leave late, to not just learn what I was being taught at work, because that's how you learn when you start work. I didn't know how to do financial analysis. The things you learn in school don't really apply exactly at work. But stay late, work, and ask for projects, extra projects, and make sure your bosses are happy. You're under promising and over delivering whatever you have to do at work. And that got me into a new area where the bosses trusted me and trusted my work, and the credibility that whatever numbers I'm giving them in terms of analysis are good. Therefore, I was on a fast track to promotion, and was moved to other countries where they had failed in different projects in Singapore, Hong Kong, China, Dubai. They posted me wherever other people couldn't get things done. I was moved there to get things done, and luckily, thanks to God, I delivered on every single project.
So thanks to God for sure, but also thanks to the hard work ethic that you demonstrated, not only while you were on the job, but also in preparation of getting the job. And that's an important data point, I think, for the people that are listening to our program inside of jails and prisons, is that we have to be thinking all the time about how can I sow seeds today for the future that I want to build. And if I were in prison right now listening to this program, or when I was in prison, if I would have had the privilege to learn from an author that wrote The Entrepreneurial Mindset, here's what I would have taken away from that, is that even if I am in a difficult time, I can develop a higher level of skill set to prepare for opportunities in the future. When you were volunteering in the inner city while you were a student there, you learned skills from that, right? And those skills translate
Absolutely.
into business. But you didn't have to do that. Well, it's the same thing for these people in jail and prison. They can choose to spend their time watching television that makes no sense, or they can spend their time thinking and planning and being strategic like you just described. And you said that people noticed that they opened higher levels of opportunity for you.
Correct.
Could you tell us how you felt, how that influenced your own self-esteem and your sense of worth while you were rising, both while you were in college and after you joined the workforce?
Oh, obviously, if you're doing well, and number one thing, do what you like doing. If you do what you like doing, you'll excel, because you're going to be wanting to do it more and more and spend more and more time. Uh, Obviously, if you succeed and if you do things, and you get appreciation from your bosses and bonuses from the company, obviously you feel better, you feel proud, you feel you've accomplished something, a sense of accomplishment, for lack of a better word. So yeah, if you're doing things and you're doing well, especially if you're doing things that you like doing, you're going to do them well. So think of something, for people who are in prison. Think of something you like doing, whatever it is, and think of what businesses can go around, in things that you like doing. Whether, say, if you like cars, then maybe a auto mechanic shop, or maybe a used car dealership. If you like, or working in a automotive dealership, or perhaps even working for a car company. If you like doing something else, if you like gardening, then maybe you should have a landscaping business. I mean, things along those lines. Think of what you like doing, and then think of what businesses are around your hobbies, or whatever you're good at. Think of businesses that can fit in that segment.
Well, the reality is that a lot of the people in prison would really love to be in those types of jobs, whether it's with cars or landscaping, but they're locked in a jail or a prison. And even though they may not be able to learn how to tune up a carburetor, I'm not a car guy. I like to drive cars. I don't know how to work on them, but I know this much. If a person wants to be in the automotive industry, that person has a lot of levels. That person could start putting air in the tires, to becoming a
Correct.
finance manager for a car dealership and negotiating capital transactions. What the person may not be able to do the actual work today, but they can train. And that's what I found to be so interesting in this book of the entrepreneurial mindset, was this concept of always wanting to train and develop new skills. A lot of people, if I'm a painter and I want to get out and I want to be a painter, a guy who paints, there's nothing wrong with earning a living by painting a wall. But that job may pay $17, $18, $20 an hour painting a wall. Mm-hmm. But if I can learn geometry, well, then I can look at a house and I can put a calculation together of how much paint is going to be needed. That requires a math skill. And when I have that, I not only know how to paint, but I can bring value by being an estimator or a businessman as well. And that's what you really did, and why you grew to such a high level of success.
Correct. Value add. If you add value to whatever things are being done, you're gonna succeed. You're gonna move up, and that's what everybody who's listening should be doing. They should be adding value to whatever work they're doing, and that's how you succeed.
So thank you so much for giving us that very practical wisdom of using your time today to begin taking incremental steps toward becoming the success that you want to become. And if you stick around with us for a follow-up episode, maybe we could record a story that talks about how that worked out for you. We know that you came to this country as an immigrant. We know that you put yourself through one of the best universities in the world. We know that while you were going to school, you didn't just coast, you also volunteered to help your community, both in the neighboring community, but also as a student representative. And then and people took notice, and that led you to a career in was it finance? Is that
finance? Finance, correct.
So it was in finance. And what we'd like to talk about maybe in the next episode is how all these things connect together. So I know you started in finance, but then you advance to other areas like real estate and raising capital and even running businesses. So if you could help us understand that relationship in the next episode, that would be great. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Yes.
Excellent. We're talking with Imaad Zuberi, the author of The Entrepreneurial Mindset. And I really want to thank all of you for staying with our program. If your family wants to watch and go through the same courses that you're going through, have them subscribe to the Prison Professors channel on YouTube. But we're really making this for people in jail and prison, trying to show them the strategies that they can use today to become successful tomorrow, just like I learned from Imaad.
Thank you.